Science education in the Philippines. Philippine Science High School System or IPSHSS. Government program for gifted students in the country. Under DOST offering free scholarship for the secondary course with special emphasis to science subjects. Second, with end view of preparing its students for a science career RA number 3661. It provides a dormitory for students. Lastly, continues to pursue its vision to develop Filipino science scholars with scientific minds and passion for excellence. Pangalawang school, Special Science Elementary School or SSES project. In first one to Deputy Order number 73 section 2008 and Deputy Order number 51 section 2010 started in 2007 with 57 identified elementary schools as science elementary schools in the country. SSES project aims to develop Filipino children equipped with scientific technological knowledge, skills, and values. Mission nung SSES. Number 1, provide a learning environment. Huwag ka maingay. Provide a learning environment to science-inclined children through a special curriculum that recognizes the multiple intelligences of the learners. Number 2, promote the development of lifelong learning skills. Number 3, foster the holistic development of the learners. Quezon City Regional Science High School. The school was established on September 17, 1967. Originally, it was named Quezon City Science High School for the National Capital Region in 1999. The school was product of dream to establish a special science school for talented students in science and mathematics. The focus of the curriculum is on science and technology. The school still teaches the basic education courses prescribed by the Department of Education. For secondary education, however, there are additional subjects in sciences and technological students should take. Last information is the school envisions to serve as a venue in providing maximum opportunities for science-gifted students to develop spirit of enduring and creativity. The school is well supported by the local government unit and by the Parents and Teachers Association or PTA. The school is under the Department of Education. Third school, Manila Science High School. The school was established on October 1, 1963 as the Manila Science High School or MSHS. It is the first science high school in the Philippines. The organization and curriculum of the school puts more emphasis on science and mathematics. MSHS aims to produce scientists and SOs. In order to do this, humanities courses and other electives are included in their curriculum. Students are also encouraged to participate in various extracurricular activities. The school admission administers an entrance exam, the Manila Science High School test for students who wish to enroll. The MSAT has 5 parts: aptitude in science, aptitude test in mathematics, problem-solving test in science, problem-solving test in mathematics, and proficiency in English. The school provides itself from producing outstanding alumni and for winning various national competitions. Last school is Central Visayan Institute Foundation. It is the home and pioneer of the prominent school-based innovation known as the Dynamic Learning Program or DLP. DLP is a synthesis of classical and modern pedagogical theories adapted to foster the highest level of learning creativity and productivity. The school takes pride in its Research Center for Theoretical Physics or RCTP, established in 1992, which organizes small international workshops to foster the informal but intense exchange of ideas and perspective on outstanding problems in physics and mathematics. Indigenous science technology in the Philippines. Did you know that Filipinos, especially during the early times, tried to invent tools that will help them in everyday life? They develop alternative ideas in explaining various phenomena and in explaining the world around them. This system of knowledge is called indigenous knowledge, which is the foundation of indigenous science. Indigenous knowledge and system. It is deeply ingrained in the daily lives of young children who grow up in society where community members practice it. Parents and elders serve as their first teachers, effectively transmitting cultural knowledge. These lessons are deeply intertwined with their culture and environment, encompassing values, life stories, and reflection on nature. These lessons are evident in their stories, poems, and songs, highlighting their connection to their culture and environment. Some examples of indigenous knowledge that are taught and practiced by the indigenous people are: number 1, predicting weather conditions and seasons using knowledge in observing animals' behavior and celestial bodies. Number 2, using herbal medicine. Number 3, preserving foods. Number 4, classifying plants and animals into families and groups based on cultural properties. Number 5, preserving and selecting good seeds for planting using indigenous technology. Number 6, building local irrigation system. Number 7, classifying different types of soil for planting based on cultural properties. Number 6 ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, producing wines and juices from tropical fruits. And lastly, keeping the custom of growing plants and vegetables in the yard. Example ng herbal medicine is Acapulco at Ampalaya. Example of food preservation, etag. Indigenous technology, pottery tsaka weaving. Producing wine and juices, yung tuba. Philippine mythology, Bathala, Tikbalang. Body of stories and epics originating from and part of the indigenous Philippines folk religions, which include various ethnic faiths distinct from one another, attempts to explain the nature of the world through the lives and actions and deities, called Anitos in the north and Diwatas in the south, heroes and mythology creatures. Indigenous science is part of indigenous knowledge system by different groups of people and early civilization by Griffin 2001 and MKAPA 2004 and CBC 2004. It includes complex areas of knowledge, expertise, practices, and representation that guide human societies and their innumerable with the natural milieu, agriculture, medicine, naming and explaining natural phenomena and strategies for coping with changing environments. Ogawa claimed that it is collectively lived and experienced by the people of a given culture. According to Kahete 2004, indigenous science includes everything from metaphysics to philosophy and various practical technologies practiced by indigenous people both past and present. Lacarino 2003 elaborated this idea by explaining that science is a part of culture and how science is done largely depends on the cultural practices of the people. According to Kuhn, 1962, stages of most sciences are characterized by continual, a number of distinct views of nature, each partially derived and thoroughly compatible with the dictates of scientific observation and methods. Indigenous beliefs also develop desirable values that relevant or consistent to scientific attitudes as identified by Johnston 2000, namely number 1, motivating attitudes, number 2, cooperating attitudes, number 3, practical attitudes, and number 4, effective attitudes. Indigenous science composed of traditional knowledge that uses science process skills and guided by community values and culture. CBC 2004 also pointed out that indigenous science provides the basic of astronomy, pharmacology, food technology, or metallurgy, which were derived from traditional knowledge and practices. Indigenous science uses observing, comparing, classifying, measuring, problem-solving, communicating, predicting. Indigenous science guided by community culture and values. The land is source of life. It is a precious gift from the Creator. The earth is revered as Mother Earth. It is the origin of their identity as people. All living and non-living things are interconnected and interdependent with each other. Human beings are stewards or trustees of the land and other natural resources. They have responsibility to preserve it. Nature is a friend to human beings. It needs respect and proper care. Indigenous science composed of traditional knowledge. Ethnobiology, ethnomedicine, indigenous farming methods, folk astronomy. Number 1, ethnobiology. Number 2, ethnomedicine. Number 3, indigenous farming methods. Number 4, folk astronomy. Indigenous science is important in the development of science and technology in the Philippines. Like the ancient civilization, indigenous science gave birth to the development of science and technology as a field and so discipline. It helped the people in understanding the natural environment and coping with everyday life. UNESCO Declaration on Science and the Use of Scientific Knowledge in 1999 recognized indigenous science as a historical and valuable contribution to science and technology.